You are listening to He Said, She Said, with L.A. Rob, and D the VIP. Oh, yeah. And we're back. You were listening to He Said, She Said with L.A. Rob and D the VIP. And we are here with a special guest, Rick Jr. Thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate you coming on the show, bro.
Yeah, no problem, man. Appreciate you having me on the show.
You are the son of Maserati Rick. For those of you not familiar, Maserati Rick, back in the 80's, was a well-known, infamous drug lord.
Is that the way to say it?
Is that how he's best known as?
Maserati Rick changed the game in terms of he was well known around the world because he changed how we can go to the hospital. He was known as Maserati Rick. He was the first African American to own a Maserati in the state of Michigan, and certainly in Detroit at the age of 25, and that's kind of how he got his nickname. But then he was selling drugs and into drugs. But what made him an international sensation was the fact that he changed how we can go to the hospital because he was killed while recuperating in the hospital. So when you go through a metal detector, that's why you have to now go through that, because in 88 he was killed while he was recuperating in the hospital. The other thing that got a lot of attention was his funeral. He was buried in a $16,000 Mercedes coffin, and that got a lot of attention. Now, he was known when he was alive for being flashy, and this was the coup de grace, basically.
He's buried in Elmwood Cemetery. That's the same place my grandmother is buried, and it's pretty unbelievable, his story.
His story is incredible, but
it's unreal,
Right. So Rick Jr., you have grown up in I don't want to say in his shadow, but you're actually named after him. So what is that like to have someone who has like L.A. Rob said, there's a lot of material out there about who they think your father was, and so who the government thinks he was, who the police thinks he was, who everybody else thinks he was. Who was he to you, and was he really?
Well, of course, I was only like 2 when he got killed, so I don't have, I can't give you, a memory of me being with him or nothing like that. But I just know from talking to my family, my mother, even my dad's wife. He was married. A lot of people don't know that. He was married. He wasn't married to my mom. He was married before they met or whatever. And, from what everybody tell me, he was just the drug. When you hear his name, you're going to automatically associate it with drugs. You know what I'm saying? That's what his name is. But to the family, he helped everybody out. He wasn't didn't get them involved in it at all.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day. And some people, these days, they had a family doing stuff for them or having drugs at their mama house and, stuff like that. So it was just a certain way how he handled his business as well as how he was with his family. And him being flashy, if you come from nothing and you getting all this money and you that's what you're going to do automatically.
Right.
You want to show it off.
Right.
You're going to want to show it off. I'm a success. I came from this, and it don't matter what I'm doing. I'm still showing the other side of it, but like, look at what I'm doing with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling other people that do something different with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because he was known for doing that. He was known for telling, he saw somebody, he ain't just be like, hey, he ain't get like a young dude off the street. He wouldn't tell him like, hey, come work for me. He'd be like, hey, you don't need to do what I'm doing. I would hear stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And just like I said, even with him being killed in the hospital, he was actually killed 6 days before my birthday. My birthday is today. I just turned 30 years old.
Wow.
Hey, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yes, and even that, to me, my dad was killed when he was 29. He didn't get to see 30. So to me, I'm looking at it like I succeeded because I got to see 30 years old. He didn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To me, that's a success. You know what I'm saying? In my eyes, and that's how I feel about it. And like I said, I just feel good that I'm able to talk about it.
Well, so let me ask you something. If your father was alive today, where do you think your life would be now if he was alive?
That's a good question. I you know what? I try not to even think about stuff like that, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's not the reality, and I don't do that. I don't dream like that. I try not to. You know what I'm saying? I try to avoid the thinking like that. Like, oh, what if? Because it's not that way. So you know what I'm saying? Let me just act as if this is what it is. I can't do nothing about it. I definitely learned from it. That's it. It helped me grow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I saw that your father wanted to be a boxer, and that was his one of his dreams. Did you hear any stories about that, and what actually turned him from chasing that dream and turned him toward chasing the other dream?
See, a lot of people don't know this. My dad had a metal plate in his head. Like on the left side, I think, his head. A lot of people don't know this.
Mm-hmm.
But he had a metal plate in his head. That's why he couldn't box. There was something happened when he was a kid or something like that. And I don't even know the story all the way, but I can get it. I can get the details. And he had a metal plate in his head. That's how come when they shot him, when he was in the hospital, when they shot him in his face twice. And the one in his head didn't go through. They shot him actually in his face.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So how do you feel? Because unfortunately, like celebrities, how now papers will pay for celebrities to pictures of them in their caskets and stuff like that. Your father actually preceded that. So there's pictures all over the internet of him actually in his casket.
Yeah, do you think that's an invasion of privacy?
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
You rather that not be out there?
Like I said, at the end of the day, it's they put it in the newspapers and everything else, and it's for people to see. It's for you to remember. At the end of the day, that was how he lived. I mean, people can call it, oh, that's ignorance and whatever, and everybody has something to say about it, but it's not a race thing. It's simply a choice of, I'm going to go this way and make a living, or I'm going to go this way and make a living. But at least he did it. A lot of people don't even reach that level with it.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
And at that age that he did it, nobody was doing it. And what he was doing and the way he was dressing, from the cars to just handling business.
The clothes, the cars, the signature Cazelle glasses, the rope chain, which was a signature style of his. He kind of created that whole trend of that kind of look in that era.
I wouldn't say he created it. I wouldn't say that. What I know him for mainly, he wore suits. Like a lot of all my pictures that I got, he got on a suit.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing less. you know, like every picture that I have, he has on a suit. So that's how I see, like, you know, that's a businessman.
Right. Right.
You know.
So you go around and you talk in schools?
I'm not doing that currently. I was doing it when I was in Detroit until I moved. I had like moved to Dallas for a while or whatever, and just doing something different and I was really pushing my music, really working on mixtapes and stuff like that, and working on like helping with short films and directing little short films with a few people.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So like, were they short narratives or are they short documentaries or?
Short narratives, basically telling like a small, 35-minute, maybe 45-minute story.
Oh, nice. So you aspire to be a filmmaker?
I started doing music, making beats. I always wanted to do movie scores, the music behind the movies, the scenes, for the most part. But then I ended up wanting to actually, I can show you better than I can make you feel what's going on. I can show you exactly what I'm talking about as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like I say, we live out here in LA, and you can't throw a stone without hitting a few people who are either actors or composers or directors. Have you ever tried to to make that move and just try to go to move to LA or try to get into business? Into entertainment?
I mean, I've been going back and forth with like my family and my mom about that. Like, we just been going back and forth because at the end of the day, like, I care what their opinion is the one, their input is what matters to me. I don't care what nobody else talking about out here. Like, I don't care about what nobody else saying. If we are not agreeing on it, it's not gonna happen. And that's it. There's nothing else to talk about. You know what I'm saying? If everybody doesn't agree, and I mean everybody if they was there, I wasn't. So it's not up to me at the end of the day.
Wow.
So do you feel that a lot of that you get a lot of offers to do stuff or to be in stuff or to be involved in stuff because of your dad?
No, not really. Like, like I said, I do music, and sometimes I might, and I be back and forth with music. Sometimes I go record a bunch of songs, don't never put them out. I got like so much music, and I got a lot of beats I produce that I'm just sitting on. I'm just really trying to figure out how to market it and put it out the right way and get it how I want to put it out, how I want to put it out.
Are you?
But I work I'm a 9 to 5. I work a regular job. You know what I'm saying? I don't even be like I said. It's not nothing with music, or like I'm more so into being in the background, like directing.
Okay.
More than really trying to rap. At the end of the day, like I just don't feel like doing all that.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't feel like doing all that no more. Like, it ain't fun no more. I used to like doing it, but it ain't fun no more.
Okay. So I gotta ask you. So who do you think what artists inspire you? Is there anybody out here like from back in the day or now? Is there anybody you really like?
My favorite two artists one is Tupac.
Good choice.
Because I feel as I grew up, I started to relate to his story, and like, his mom was in jail when she was pregnant with him, and my mom's in jail, and like that on Dear Mama, when you say hugging on my mama from the jail cell, that's like my, I feel that, because I do that when I go visit my mom. That's the hardest part, is leaving. Going to go see her, that's the easy part, leaving her, and I got to leave her in there.
Right.
Oh, wow. So, that's my next question, because your mother's also, she's incarcerated. How is she doing now? Like, I mean, you obviously you visit her. How is she? How's she doing?
She is good. She has been down 14 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, 14 years now this year.
Wow.
She's doing good. Like I said, she just had a birthday last August. She turned 56, August 21st.
Wow.
And,
she looks good, because I've seen her. If she's 66, wow.
Yeah, 56, yep.
56, okay. Well, she
56.
looks 30. She looks about 30, so she looks fabulous.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, she's doing good. She's never down, or how some people they have a certain aura when they be in there for that long. She's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
She has 8 grandkids. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she good. As long as we doing all right, she good.
Okay.
Mm.
So, what was I gonna say? I had this great question lined up, and I have forgotten.
Oh yeah, it'll come back to you. It's okay. Yeah, so so like I say, in light of
I got it.
Oh,
Sorry.
see, there you go.
I got the question. So, what kept you from following the path that your father followed? Like, what was instrumental in keeping you? Because I mean, you laugh a lot, you joke a lot, you are very approachable, you're a very laid back person. You don't even pretend to be affiliated or associated with like a gangster kind of lifestyle. What kept you from I guess assuming that identity?
Well, of course, my dad's situation and my mom's situation. That's simple as that.
Jail of the grave. Jail of the grave.
She wasn't selling anything.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So
she just was associated, but even that, you got to be careful of being associated with it that close to you and your family, because we was there when they raided the house. You know what I'm saying? All of us was there.
Mm-hmm.
So that means now you putting other people in danger in that type of situation. So that I would never want to do that to myself or my family.
Does that make you scrutinize people who want to be friends with you a little more? Like you're a little more timid about who actually becomes a friend and gets into your inner circle versus who you kind of leave at a distance?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. That's my friends I got. They've been friends since these. I don't have friends that I got. I've been knowing them over 10 years for the most part. 15 years. Some since I was kids. But I don't talk to everybody every day. But you know what I'm saying. I know who my friends are.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I say, friends are definitely important, because, at the end of the day, it's important to have people you can trust. Because, like I say, out here, in Los Angeles, everyone wants, not everybody, but people have an agenda. They might want something or from you or want you to do something. So, I just think that's just, like I say, coming from Detroit, it's a little different,
It's a little crazy. So
yeah, it's just, I rather just see, the thing is with music and they got the internet, you could be sitting at home on your computer and shoot a video in your backyard and it can go viral, and if the song is good and it's catchy, you can get shows off that. You can get paid off that. I've seen that happen, and that's what's so good about the market entertainment right now. What's going on with it as far as the digital world? That's
right.
where it's at.
Yeah.
You can control your own destiny because if you have the equipment and everything else, you can. And the equipment is simply a cell phone at this point. you can, record the song, you can do a video and put it up, like you said, on the internet, and it can go viral, and you can make money and do shows off that. So it's really, and even with movies and stuff, so it's really simple.
Yeah, $200, you get a studio.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, because like I said, I'm a filmmaker, and with the advent of all this lovely technology, and everyone's able to make a film, it's just like, it's so hard, what I'm saying? I mean, it's so competitive, and but the cream definitely rises to the top. So I think you just have to just be passionate. Yeah.
So I know that you have a son now, so you are a daddy. What do you instill in him? Like, what are the values that you instill in him, and what's important that if he doesn't learn anything else from you, what's the most important thing that you want him to learn from you?
Well, my son is 3 years old. He'll be 4 in November. But he is very coherent for his age, and he can comprehend. Because when he started to form words and speak, I didn't talk to him as you would talk. How some people talk. I would talk to him as I'm talking to one of you, and he understood, because we'll watch movies and I can see he's paying attention to the dialogue. So he know how to answer questions, on a certain level for his age.
Oh, that's good.
So I can talk to him different, and he understands for his age. He understands exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite movie? Because you're very into movies. What's your favorite film, and why?
I would have to say The Godfather 2.
That sounds like an appropriate choice.
That's kind of ironic a little bit.
I would say The Godfather 2.
Which, by the way, I agree with you.
I like how they was going back and forth from Michael to Vito's life.
Yeah.
At a certain age, and I like how they made the transition, and then it formed back into the original story. I like how they did that.
Yeah.
And it was just dope. I don't know more to really.
No.
It was sweet. It was dope.
Oh, I agree. It's one of the best movies ever made.
And I can relate. Like, if I would tell a story in that, I thought about telling my story in that form, but not, like that, but something like that.
Well, yeah, I think that's an excellent way to do it.
Yeah. So I'm just curious. So you like Godfather 2? Did you ever get into Casino? You like Casino and
I like Casino. Yeah. Definitely. Because I actually watched like the documentaries about the actual people who was in it.
Oh yeah, and the heist.
Yeah. I like how they did the whole voiceover. It was like really done really well. Like the voiceover of the person talking, and then
for the movie.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they did like they would show the characters in voiceovers, and so it would be the guy speaking and kind of just narrating his own story.
Okay. So what's your favorite book?
I would have to say Malcolm X by Alex Haley.
Okay.
Yeah, and how I ended up reading it, my mom sent it to me.
Oh, okay.
She reads tons of books. She's always reading. She had so many books, she started sending books home.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Yeah, and I read, like, that was one of the first books she had sent me, and I read Malcolm X.
Okay.
That's like one of my favorite books.
Dang. Yeah. 'Cause I remember. Yeah, we had that book in the house too. My dad owned it. My grandmother owned it. My great grandmother was well read, and she had a ton of books.
Yeah.
now we got the Kindle. The VIP has a Kindle. She calls it her boyfriend.
Well, because I read a lot.
Yeah, and it's always with her.
So he's in bed with me every night. The Kindle is so
Kindle,
so that's why
right.
I call him my boyfriend. Yeah. So when was the first time you realized who exactly your father was? Like, how old were you?
Talking to my brother.
Oh, really?
My brother, because my brother knew, like, me and him look totally different. Like, my mom never really told me, like, who he was. She just,
Mm-hmm.
I ended up talking to my brother. Me and my brother, I was probably about 13, 14, around that age.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 12.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you were a big kid when you found out then.
Yeah, but I didn't hang around my brother like every day. We didn't like grow up together, going over each other's house and none of that.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Me and him started hanging around when I was really like got in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's when I really was going over there learning, and he was telling me. Yeah, my brother used to be telling me, like, you don't know who my daddy is, dog? You don't know? I'm like, nah. I'm like, who is he? And he just started telling me all kind of stories. I'm like, damn, like, but then I used to see how he used to dress, and he used to dress like how my daddy was dressing. Minks, he's 15, wearing minks and gaiters, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, my brother, we the same age, we a month apart, but like he was, to me, I'm like, man, this nigga grown, like this nigga doing,
right, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I remember, I thought he was older. I thought he was like 3 years older or something like that.
Everybody thought he was so much older. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you said he passed at 17, I was like, what? I thought he was about 25 or something because I saw a picture of him. And he was, like you said, with the fur coat on and the suit, and so...
He was 15 on that picture, and here's something, him and my dad actually died on the exact same day.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
Wow,
They
man.
died on the exact same day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, man. I'm so sorry to hear that, bro.
So, like, that was crazy. That was just, like,
that was a shock.
A shock. It was. I don't know. Like that shit's still crazy. I still don't know how to feel about that. Like
Yeah. Have you like considered like, Trump? Maybe, some type of therapy. To deal with. Just because that's a lot to take. Just to talk to somebody about. About that, that's a lot, No,
I have never even looked into it. Actually, music has been my therapy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
like for real. Like if that's what kept me away. You know what I'm saying? Because I was learning music for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Learning music, how to play, write, produce, just learning.
Mm-hmm.
Reading books, you know what I'm saying? So that kept me interested in, what I was, dreaming about doing or whatever.
And just for the record, your brother died in a car accident.
He wasn't in a car accident.
Yeah, he wasn't doing anything illegal. He just was in a car accident. So
everybody think he got shot or something like that.
Well, he's like meeked up and gated up, and he's 15. So I mean, unfortunately, I fell into that. So, huh?
You said what?
I said he was meeked up and gated up, and I said, unfortunately, I fell into the trap of like, oh, was he getting money that young? And after talking to you, you're like, nah, he was a kid. He just liked to dress like that.
You know how parents, some parents, they want to dress their kids however, like that's,
Yeah.
But my mom didn't. She wasn't on that,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even have like I never got my ear pierced. Like my mom was like, your daddy never had his ear pierced. You're not getting yours. Don't ask me no more. Because my brother had his, and I asked, And I was like, what you think about that? She was like, if Kevin got his, that don't mean you about to get yours.
Right.
So, you ain't about to be going over there no more. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, she hit me with one of those, you know what I'm saying? So I think I had like first smoked weed with my brother, drunk with like a lot of shit my brother already was doing. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Yeah, I picked up some shit, some habits.
Some habits.
Yeah.
All right.
So where'd you guys grow up? You guys still stay in the D? Or did you guys grow up on the east side or the west side or?
Oh, actually, okay, we started growing out actually when I was born.
Mhm.
My mom and them was living on the east side. But when I was born, I moved to St. Louis with my father's mother. So I was about almost 4 years old because I was born at 5.5 months or whatever. And I was so little, like my mom couldn't, she really, she had my two sisters or whatever. So I actually lived in St. Louis, so I was like almost 4 years old. I was born in Detroit.
Okay.
But I had moved out there till I was about 4. Then we lived on the east side for a minute, and then on the north end.
Mm.
So you actually live with your father's mother?
So I was like 4 years old, and then I moved back home with my mom.
Okay.
So what kind of lady?
My father's mother. Yeah.
Okay.
So what kind of lady was grandma?
Oh, my grandma Betty, man, that was my man. Like, it's crazy because you know how like at that age how young I was. To me, she was my mother.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though I still have my mom, but like at that age, that's when you know who your mother is. At those early ages.
Right.
So she was my mother at that time. The time that I was out there. So you can just, you know what I'm saying? I weighed 2 pounds 3 ounces when I went out there.
Right.
Dang.
And she sent you back weighing a lot more than that, right?
Yeah.
As grandmas will.
Yeah, she had 8 kids, I think. Yeah.
Your grandmother had 8 kids.
Yep, 8 kids. Yep.
Wow.
Dang.
Wow. Do you know what happened with your father's wife?
They were married, but actually they were separated. But they were still married while my mom and him were together.
Oh,
they were just separated. Like they didn't even live in the same house or none of that. You know.
So does your family still keep?
But even that situation was crazy because I mean, like I said, I love my mother, but at the end of the day, she still was messing with somebody that was married, whether they together or not. You know what I'm saying? And they had 2 kids, of course I think she still feels some type of way about that. His wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it's crazy, that whole situation. Like that's what I don't want to get into. Like that shit crazy.
Wow.
And, you know, so it's also, you know how females is. Oh, you messing with my husband.
Right.
You know how that. You know. Yeah. And she had 2 kids with him. Hell no. Like it's deep. Like she didn't even put me and my sister's name in my dad's obituary. My sister's name is not in it.
Wow.
Like that's how deep it is. Like, and I didn't find this shit out till I was grown.
Well, what about your brother? Was his name in there?
Yes, my Kevin name's in there. Kevin name is in there because she was scared of Kevin mama. That's what it was. She was like they was cool. They was kind of cool, but she was scared of her and shit. It's crazy. Yeah, to me, to me, she was scared of her. So you're gonna put her name in there, but you're not gonna put his son and his daughter name. We both got his last name. I have his whole name.
You have his entire name. You're actually the junior. Yeah. And for anybody who's seen him and seen you.
Yeah, she didn't even acknowledge us. Like, we're not even there.
Damn.
Like, and are you his only son?
Like that. Wow. Just so like, do you guys ever keep a photo album of everything? Is that how you learn everything? I mean,
I mean, I got pictures. Everybody probably got some pictures.
Yeah.
You know, somewhere. You know, everybody got something. Or some, you know, some type of thing to remember him by.
Yeah. I just wonder what that's like, because everything is. I would, assume that everything is just in pictures. You know, like, you just.
Yeah, pretty much that's what it is.
You know.
Probably some newspaper articles and some pictures.
Yeah.
And a bunch of good stories that I like hearing from my family.
Right. So, are you his only living son?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So all the rest are girls.
Yeah, two other girls. I got another sister, and then he had a daughter with his wife.
Okay.
My older sister.
Okay, so you have an older sister and you have a sister, and then so you're the only. But for people who will look at pictures, you look just like him. So you were appropriately named because your brother's is a couple of months older than you, and he was not the junior.
His birthday is in August. His birthday August 6th. Mine September 18th. Yeah, we back to back. Like
right.
He was born, then I was born the next month.
But you look exactly you're carbon copy basically.
Yeah, Rick Jr.
Yeah.
So that's just now there was. There were like a couple of documentaries that you were working on with somebody, and so like what happened with that? I heard you guys were working on it, and then you decided to change direction. What?
I ended up linking up with what's the name of this guy?
Was it Flip?
From As Is magazine. I originally wanted to go with Don. I was going to do it with Don Diva magazine.
Right.
They was not doing documentaries. They was just doing magazine spreads. And that's where I originally wanted to go and work on the project with. But I didn't even. It wasn't like I put like any money up or nothing. Like I didn't have no money to fund the project or none of that shit. I just had an idea, and that's pretty much with the As Is thing. All I did was buy the actual copies of the DVD. I didn't put no money into that, and I did an interview, so I don't even. It ended up not even. Basically, I ended up not even doing the project at all. At the end of the day, because that's not from Maserati Rick. That wasn't my name, not on there. I just did an interview on there. That's what people be thinking. I did that, and I did that. No, I was just on it, featured on it.
Right.
You didn't see it presented by me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened pretty much with all of the situation. I just ended up not even doing it for the most part. I just was involved. They did stories. They can do documentaries all they want. I still made money off of it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I didn't do my own. I didn't do it through my own eyes, telling it from my perspective. You know, these is from other people who wasn't even there or around for the most part. You know, just getting bits and pieces of it. And a lot of those stories not even accurate at all. That's another thing. It's it's all what most of the newspapers and shit talking about.
Right.
And none of it is accurate to what they think it is. That's what's so crazy about the whole thing.
Yeah, I even saw on YouTube, even the local news station Fox 2. I guess Charles Pugh did a small a bit about your father, which I thought was pretty interesting. It's unfortunate what happened with Charles Pugh. But I thought it was really well put together.
He was talking about you guys when you were doing the documentary. I guess it was a feature on the news in Detroit.
Yeah, me and Flip was working on it, and then I just ended up not even wanting to do it because my family was like, it was a lot going like. My family was going through shit. Yeah. My uncle, who's on the As Is documentary, was killed that same year the documentary came out. Like it was a lot going on with that whole situation, and he got killed. It wasn't like on no drug. It was just wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong people or something like that. And there was a like during that whole process, my family, like I was basically putting them through that whole experience again.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like I'm arguing with this person about this person about this. It was too much.
Yeah.
I'm getting into it with my mom about it. I'm getting into it with my dad's wife. I mean, yeah, my dad's wife and my sister about it. It was just a lot, and I was just like, I'll feature on, but I just, that way it's like it ain't about no money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's gonna make some money off of the whatever is done, but it was just too much personal shit to deal with family, and everybody wasn't in agreement. And I said, if I'm gonna do a story, I need everybody to be in agreement and on board on the same page with it.
Yeah.
So it ended up really not even happening. Those was just like anybody. You can do a documentary right now about the shit, and I can't. It's public information.
Right.
At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
anybody could do the shit. Long as the story got out, I like the fact that there are different versions of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but all the information was on those versions are not, because I just learned the actual real story this year, like really like how that shit went, like how this shit happened.
Mm-hmm.
And it's deep. It fucked me up when I had to put this shit together. Like, wow, like that's crazy. Like that shit is crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like, and it got something to do with, in a strange way, it had something to do with my brother being born.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were talking about that a little earlier.
Yeah.
But a lot of people involved in. I'm going back to your father. A lot of people involved in his organization. It was called Best Friends. A lot of those guys got life, like never, or they're not living anymore. Very few of them, walked away. Very few, like we can count on our hands and not use up all the fingers. Were able to.
I don't really, like I said, I know their sons. You see what I'm saying? We all the same age. We be seeing each other in Detroit, like we all the same age or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody damn near related. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For the most part, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a small town, Detroit. I tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's related.
Oh,
as
yeah.
far as, like, we know their sons and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
We all the same age. Everybody's got kids and we grown as hell. Like, ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no, like, no beef between no families or none of that type of stuff.
Okay.
You know?
And just for the record, for a lot of people who think, because they read the stories and, it's been said that your father made over $20 million. Some figures are higher than that. Some people say he was making $20 million, and after some months. Some people are saying, it could be higher than that. We're talking about in the 80s. Have you seen any of that money? Has his wife, to your knowledge, seen any of that money? How true is that?
No, not to my knowledge. I mean, who knows how much money somebody really was making? Like, nobody knows this. That is a,
speculation by the press.
Look, here's another one. How do you know he sold drugs? He never got caught with no drugs. People say, he sold drugs. How do you know that?
Well,
you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Nobody knows how they said he did. Nobody really knows. This was playing with his soul. He say, she said.
Right. Because they've accused him of much worse than just selling drugs. In some reports, they say that he was basically murder for hire, and that's what his group.
That is incorrect. The best friends were four brothers.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was his own entity. Demetrius was his own entity.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody it wasn't a crew. It wasn't. That's what people don't put out there. The media took that shit and put that oh, they're this. No, everybody was a different crew. Everybody had their own thing going on, but they all was getting money together. That's what it was. But the best friends were actually murder for hire. They were murder for hire.
Okay.
Damn.
And that was not your father. The best friends were some, because they always say that your father was the head of the best friends.
Yeah, they worked for him.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Protection, security.
Okay. So that's two separate things.
Huh.
Yeah, two separate things.
Jeez.
Okay.
Well, so Maserati Rick. I mean, because like I said, it's weird because I look at like you look at Detroit now, and the flashy style is is pretty much what Detroit is known for, and and like I say, it's said that your father is responsible for that style. Do you like to do you feel some of that? Do you feel like do you like to dress flashy and that sort of thing, or
I've met Rick. No. You get cleaned up. Don't get me wrong. He gets cleaned up. He gets cleaned up when it's necessary. But
back then it was different. It was a different type of flashy back then. It's totally different now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back then, the stuff that he was doing back then, like a lot of people don't know, he was the first one to get the top cut off his Benz. At that time, Benzes didn't have drop top.
Right.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people don't know that.
Right.
A lot of people don't know the first for real Maserati, quote unquote Maserati that he had. It wasn't even a Maserati. It was like a Ferrari with Maserati emblems on it. And then he had that one, and then he went and got a real one. People didn't even know the difference because he used to steal cars. So he already knew about all type of. He was up on all the new shit before everybody. He was up on the new shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
So he started. So how did he start? Did he start stealing cars?
His first Benz was a Benz that he put together. It was used off used parts.
Okay.
Yeah, like he made it look brand new.
So he was a good mechanic. Or at least he knew it.
He just would restore. I don't think he did them himself personally, but he would get the parts and take it from old to new. But he was also good when he was younger. He was known as the whistling garbage man. He used to go around fixing old radios and TVs and people electronics and take them apart, break them down, and put them back together, and whatever they would work again.
I heard that he also, like, if it was somebody in the neighborhood and they were starving or they was about to get evicted, I heard he would go in his pocket and give them the money they need to pay their rent or to put food on the table, and he would they'd be like, okay, I'll pay you back, and he'd be like, no, it's like
I've heard all type of. My mom told me a story. They was riding down the street and he was playing Martin Luther King "I Have a Dream" speech, blowing money out the window.
What?
And I don't know why I can picture that. Like damn, like that's crazy. Like you said, he would help whoever. Like it's not about. At the end of the day, it wasn't about the money with him. You know what I'm saying? But one thing he didn't do, what I don't understand is, you getting all this money. They didn't relocate.
Right.
Wow. Yeah, that's
from the quote unquote ghetto, the hood. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was still. Grandma was in St. Louis, but like I'm talking about like really relocate.
Yeah.
When you got that much money, when you got access to that kind of money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I wish they was a little smarter about with their money. Making a trust fund or something for us. You know what I'm saying? They didn't do that.
Right.
So it's deeper than what people think. So we didn't get no money. Ain't nobody get no money. We got money from suing a damn hospital. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that wasn't shit because it was 4 kids.
Right.
Jesus.
But nobody got no, ain't no money.
Right. So everybody got to keep a job.
Yeah, I mean, but then at the end of the day, that's not a bad thing at all. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll take my life over a short lifespan. You feel me?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. I totally understand that. Well, I was gonna say I really appreciate you spending your birthday, an important birthday, because you got to see 30.
Yeah.
And you're one of the few Rick Carters to get to see 30.
Yeah.
So
what are you doing to celebrate, man?
Yeah, you need to have
I'm
like.
doing nothing. Yeah. I'm chilling. Like I've been writing music, writing to some beats I made not too long ago. I'm waiting to start back working. Start my job this week. Like I'm chilling. That's, you know what I'm saying. Nothing. I'm not doing. I'm chilling. Right. I talked to my mom. I talked to my son. My son was the first person. My son called me at 11:40 something last night, and I talked to my son. Oh. Yeah, he's the first one to call me.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
So for anybody who wants to, follow you, do you do the Twitter thing, or if anybody wants to follow your work, how can they find you?
I got Twitter, but I haven't even like logged in. I don't remember my password or something, so I don't even deal with it. Like I'm barely on Instagram. I don't really be on there like that. I don't know. I barely be on Instagram. Like I got like music on SoundCloud. I got some music up. On SoundCloud.
What's your SoundCloud? If I want to get on SoundCloud and look you up, what do I put in?
Maserati Rick Jr. I got a few songs on there, but I'm going to put some new music up there very soon. I got a bunch of new music I recorded.
Okay, cool. So I can go on SoundCloud, type in Maserati Rick Jr.
All right.
And your tracks will come up?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I have one other question I thought of after I wanted to wrap it up. I'm not going to say your son's name, but I do know that he's not a junior. Did you do that on purpose?
He's not a junior.
Did you do that on purpose?
No, that wasn't up to me.
Okay. All right. That's the flat out answer.
That wasn't up to me. He got my last name though, so I'm, you know what I'm saying? His first name starts with an R. He's his own person. I'm glad he doesn't have my name.
Right.
At the end of the day, because his name fits him perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I have another son, he's gonna have my name.
Is he gonna be the third? Or?
Yes, he will be the third.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, sure. Well, you've been very generous with your time. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us. And if you have anything going on, be sure to let us know, and we'll be glad to interview you and find out what else you got going on.
Definitely. Go check the music out, and I will be putting some more music out soon.
All right.
Beautiful.
All right. Well, it was great talking to you.
Likewise.
So look, to follow us, you can go to iTunes, tune in. You can like us on Facebook at He Said, She Said, LA Rob, and Be the VIP. There's a lot of He Said, She Said out there. So make sure it says LA Rob and Be the VIP. Also, you can follow us on Twitter at LA Rob and Be the VIP. And if you want to follow LA Rob's his stuff, you can go to Mel Hondo, MALEHONDO at YouTube. Did I say everything?
You did?
See?
No, wait, you missed one.
What?
Lord Tyree, LORDTYRE. That one is one of my older.
And I'm not calling him Lord anything. So that's probably why I messed up.
At least not on mic.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Or off mic either.